what's the deal with this guy? He's usually pretty animated. We'll be right back with more from Oregon's The Duck. Visit NissanHeismanHouse.com for more. And while you're there, vote for this year's Heisman winner.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 1ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.1ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 1ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Everything from tonight's Lakers game.
The Lakers Locker Room Report.
On the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
98-90 is final score. The Bucks beat the Lakers. And Brian, stop me if you've heard this before. The Lakers had trouble shooting the ball tonight. 27% from behind the three-point line, 42% overall. And, you know, when you're a team that's not really in contention to go to the playoffs or anything like that, it might not be that big of a deal. But they're a bad free throw shooting team, too. They made 22 of 37. That's just a little bit better than 59%. I mean, they do not shoot well from anywhere.
No, they don't. And I think it's been pretty well established at this point. They are a bad three-point shooting team, and they're going to remain a bad three-point shooting team. And so what they need to do are find ways to get easy baskets. And, you know, we've seen it with their defense, Travis. They are playing much better this year defensively, which is helping them get out into transition, get those kinds of easy baskets. And we're seeing guys like Julius Randle. He's not bothering with a lot of the outside shots. He's trying to dunk everything, which is great. Brandon Ingram tonight, how many threes did he take tonight? He took 2 threes tonight.
Yeah.
Missed both, which, you know, you're making, 40% of them so far in the year. But he's been attacking the rim over and over again. And tonight, the length, I think, of Milwaukee bothered him a little bit. So I think they get the basic idea of it. But when they get into the half court, it is very difficult for them to come up with good shots. And teams are giving them the three.
Yeah.
So they feel
Why wouldn't you?
Of course you would. You feel a little compelled to take them. It's a tough place to be when you don't shoot the ball well.
You know, some of the guys that have been pretty consistent for the Lakers so far this season, Jordan Clarkson and Brandon Ingram, did not play particularly well tonight. You mentioned Brandon Ingram, just 2 of 10 from the floor. Jordan Clarkson, 3 of 8. They both had 8 points along the way, and those have been 2 of their more steady offensive performers over the last couple of weeks. And tonight, neither one of them had a great night.
This is a team that has trouble compensating when everybody isn't playing well at the same time. Mm-hmm. They got more offense from Lonzo than they have. Kuzma had a really nice bounce back game after what I guess we'd call a 2-game mini slump.
Yeah.
To see him come back with 21 and 11 tonight gives you a lot of confidence as a Laker fan. So you don't sit there and go, maybe, the NBA is going to catch up with him. He's going to slow down a lot. This is encouraging.
I think all of those things are true. I think the NBA will catch up with him a little bit. I think his production might – I don't know if it'll taper back down, but I think
he's not going to average 21 and 11 like he had tonight.
But he's really good. And he's fun to watch. He brings a level of excitement that not a lot of guys do. There are good players, but that you don't get terribly excited to watch. He's not one of them. He's a fun guy to watch play.
Vanderbilt tonight played 14 minutes, and I thought it was good to see for Luke to put him in. First of all, the kid's from Milwaukee, so that was nice. But you look at him, you go, don't know if he's going to be able to stick. Like you pull for him, whatever. You watch Kuzma play, and you say, this guy's going to be a good NBA player for 12 years.
98-90 is the final score. We're back with more on the Lakers Locker Room on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
Lonzo Ball has had an up-and-down start to his NBA career on and off the court. How has Ball handled everything? We'll ask Magic Johnson when he joins Mike and Mike Monday morning at 9 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Trey and I are going to fight. Not physically. Yeah. I mean, Trey wouldn't be that dumb.
I'm not that stupid.
No.
you're stuck in traffic, this is the show for you.
This is the time you're going to say, yes!
Look at those losers. Who would ever do that again?
Welcome in to another version of Mike. Forget it. It's Golick and Wingo.
Yeah, it is.
Trey Wingo with Mike Golick.
Was that a little too early?
No.
All right, we're good.
This is not a sneak peek. Okay, follow me here.
I'm with you.
Because I love these.
Are we going down the rabbit hole?
We're going down the old-time rabbit hole. It's Golick and Wingo.
Coming on November 27th.
I had nothing to do with it.
In every way, this is your
They told me.
In every way, this is your fault.
I'm not saying that incorrectly.
Trey Wingo with Mike Golick.
It's Golick and Wingo. Beginning November 27th.
That was the one, baby.
6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Wherever you are, we are. Your radio, your phone, your computer. This is ESPN Radio. The Ryan Russillo Show.
Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros. Was Kate Upton at all helpful while you guys were stationed in L.A. for a couple nights? Did you just get out and meet people?
Not during the World Series, no. We were completely locked in on the game, but after the ALCS when we won, I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to need you to hook me up with some of your friends if that's cool with you.
And has that started yet? Has she come through?
They're pretty busy right now getting married.
The Ryan Russillo Show. Weekdays at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. It's the Lakers Locker Room Report.
Lakers basketball is the final.
Recapping everything from tonight's Lakers game on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
98-90 is your final score. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Lakers. The Bucks improved to 6-6, and the Lakers fall to 5-8. And they got one more chance, Brian, to win on this road trip coming up on Monday in Phoenix, a team that they've beaten once already this season. This has not been a particularly fruitful road trip for the Lakers.
No, and it's not so much that they've lost. If you told me they were going to lose the first 3 games of this trip, I'd have said, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Those are 3 of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. You're playing Boston and Washington back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the how.
Yes.
And the Boston game, I thought, was a solid one to work off of, only because it looked like they were going to be buried in that game early. And they came back and they fought their way back, and they made that into a competitive game. Washington, they never really felt like they were in that. And tonight, it's almost the opposite of the way the Lakers have been playing, which is instead of fighting their way back into a game and making something competitive and losing to a better team, and most of the teams that are going to play around the league are better than they are, they played their way out of a game in a way that they haven't done very much this year. And it was disappointing to see, because I think collectively our expectations of how they're going to play, again, not whether or not they're going to win or lose, but how they will play and execute, I think has gone up. And so when they have third quarters like they did tonight, where it's, like everybody in the third row gets a basketball thrown at them, it's disappointing, I think, to watch.
Yeah, and this is something that we've said. I mean, this is their 13th game tonight, and we've probably said it in 10 of the 13 games, maybe 1 or 2 less than that. But the fact of the matter is, because they don't shoot well, these are going to be close games almost every time. They don't score easily enough and often enough to kind of put it on people every once in a while. I mean, it's happened a couple of times so far during the season, but when they shoot well, I think they're going to be in most games. But
when they shoot, on nights where the Lakers shoot well from 3, they're going to win.
And when they play their average game, the middle, not terrible, but what they typically do when they're on their average numbers, they're going to have a hard time to win because they just don't get the ball in the basket enough.
Right, and that's why the defense, they're right now, before tonight's game, they were 6th in the league in defensive efficiency, which through, 12 games is a remarkable achievement for them. They can't let that slide if the offense isn't going to compensate. So there's a lot of pressure to stay good defensively.
Lonzo Ball with his first career triple-double and the youngest NBA player ever to record a triple-double, 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. He also had 3 steals and 4 blocks to go along with it, too. So not just a triple-double, but he was
great. This is a great game.
Yeah.
I think probably his best as a Laker.
7 to 12 from the floor, too. He was very efficient to get his points as well. 98-90 is the final score. We invite you to stay with us for more post-game coverage on our flagship station, ESPN LA 710. This has been the Lakers Locker Room on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Lakers Locker Room Report.
Brought to you by
Universal Studios Hollywood.
Spend Christmas at the Wizard
Wizarding World of Harry Potter, November 24th through January 7th, only at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Catch the Lakers Locker Room Report recapping what went down after every Lakers game on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
And now, a page from the diary of Flo.
Dear Diary, the ghost is back. This house is protected through Progressive, but that doesn't mean it's not haunted. How else would you explain that radiator-like clanking sound? Or the moon-colored light in the hallway that's gone by morning? Maybe he never bundled home and auto, and he's doomed to suffer an eternity without the savings.
Save an average of 17% on car insurance when you bundle home and auto through Progressive.
What was that wind-like sound? Oh, right, the wind.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Stupid rubber duck. Oh, I bet this is Mariota's room. Whoa, I get that he went to Oregon, but a pond-themed room seems a little weird. I was just looking for Mariota.
Hey, what's going on out there?
I told you we should have just gone to HeismanHouse.com, but no, we had to go to the house. We could have voted for this year's Heisman winner from the safety of our computers.
Oye, amigo, it is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Stugotz, what did you make of the Martellus Bennett release by the Packers? That the Packers say, go away, and they waived him with a designation of having failed to disclose a medical condition. So they're going to try and get some of their money back from Martellus.
I gotta be honest, I really didn't think too much about it.
The Dan Le Batard Show, now 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
Monday on Mike and Mike, after another poor night shooting, Lakers rookie Lonzo Ball said it's in his head and he knows he can shoot. Is there anything wrong with the mechanics of his shot, or is it simply in his head? We'll ask Magic Johnson. And the Seahawks lost Richard Sherman for the year after he tore his Achilles. What impact will that have? We'll ask Booger McFarland. Plus reaction from Miami Notre Dame. It's Mike and Mike, starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
This Larry from Shelby, previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Arguably the most famous coach in Auburn history, Pat Dye.
Let me tell you something, Paul. I've been here 36 years, and I'm 78 years old. I could live another 78 years, and I could never do for Auburn what Auburn has done for me. It's been a love affair.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
It's time for your first chance to react to tonight's Lakers game. Lakers basketball is a final tonight in Milwaukee. This is the Land Rover Postgame Show, recapping everything from tonight's game against the Bucks on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Were Lonzo and the Lakers able to pick up a win on the East Coast swing? What's ahead for Monday night in Phoenix against the Suns? And your reaction. 877-710-ESPN. The Land Rover Postgame Show. Tips off now. Here's Travis Rogers and Brian Kamenetsky.
98-90 is the final score. The Bucks beat the Lakers. The Lakers fall to 5-8, just 1-5 away from Staples Center. The one win coming in Phoenix, where they'll be on Monday. And let's start with Lonzo. And for maybe if you're just jumping in your car and you're just listening, he had a triple-double tonight, the first of his career. He is the youngest player in NBA history to post a triple-double, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists. He also had 3 steals and 4 blocks along the way. I agree with what you said a couple of minutes ago that I think Lonzo is a couple of different things. Number one, I think he's just a naturally chill guy. I think that that's just his setting. He's not the most demonstrative guy in the world. And two, I think that he does take pride in it, that this is how he is going to be a leader, not by being a crazy wild man, but just by being steady and being real good and, guys, I got this, kind of the captain of the ship. But with all of the noise surrounding his game the last couple of weeks, and he has not been playing particularly well, or he's not been shooting particularly well, this has to be, never mind that it's a wonderful accomplishment, it just has to be an incredible relief to have finally played a good game. So at least for a day or two, all the noise about his shooting will go away.
Well, a good game that he shot well, too. And I think he's pretty good at separate. I mean, look, his dad is LeVar Ball, who's created a lot of noise around him for a while now. Mm-hmm. And Lonzo is Lonzo, and I don't think this is an act. But he's still a barely 20-year-old kid who, is trying to do something that is very difficult. Just go play, go start as a point guard in the NBA, and is used to success, and is overall, I think, been fine. He's been pretty good overall, but
he
there's
just
this
shot
one
poorly. Everything
thing,
else has been good.
One thing, and I don't care who you are, whether you define yourself by your shot, whether you define yourself by your passing, whatever you do on the court, when you can't shoot as a basketball player, it has an impact on your confidence. It has an impact on your game, on your mentality, and all that stuff. And so he can sort of try to be stoic when he has a good game and when he has a bad game. And I've already seen Luke saying, I didn't see any reaction from him about being the youngest player ever, beating LeBron. But yeah, it matters. It makes him feel a little bit better. But I got to be honest with you. I thought the best stretch of the game he played was still only taking 3 shots. He made 2 threes early in the game.
Oh, he was finding guys all over the place.
But he was fine. He was getting to the paint. He was finding guys, and he was rebounding, get the ball up, and it plays off the pick and roll, and all these other things that it was in the half court, and it wasn't just transition plays and stuff like that. So it was a really impressive game for him.
It was interesting too. When the game started, when he would get the ball in his hands, the people in Milwaukee would boo him. And I understand that he's a high-profile player on the Lakers, and the Lakers are always going to draw attention just because they're the Lakers. But there's really nothing to boo about Lonzo Ball, and it's this weird dynamic because I hear it all the time from friends, from people that I interact with, that people don't like Lonzo, and when you ask them why, they can't even give you a good reason because he hasn't done anything. They just dislike the father.
They don't want to say LeVar.
Yeah.
They don't want to say the hype. They don't want to say Magic. People are automatically conditioned to dislike the thing that's being kind of forced down their throat. Mm-hmm. And Lonzo, people in LA are super excited about him. There's no question. People wanted that pick, and they wanted Lonzo with that pick. And there was no one. If Jason Tatum had been drafted, there would have been torches and pitchforks around LA. But that said, once the thing you got it, in sports we have that kind of mentality of, okay, prove it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to feel like people are given something. Why don't people like LeBron James? He was named King James before. Well, okay, it's a catchy, clever thing, but people don't like it. They want to be given that title.
And especially with Lonzo, it's so misdirected because LeBron is in a different category because he was just so precocious at such an age that he was the best player in the league almost from the moment he showed up. It was insane. So there was that almost, he can't be this, so we're going to dump on him just because we don't like it. With Lonzo, I dare somebody to give me a good reason they don't like him. And there isn't one, but he gets booed and he gets this attention, and you watch it.
Well, in other buildings, though, it's good for the Lakers-Celtics rivalry that they're already booing Lonzo Ball.
Sure.
But yeah, there's nothing other than people feel like there's a little too much hype around him and LeVar. That's it. He didn't say a word. No. He's played pretty well, and he does cool stuff when he plays basketball.
Yes, he does. All right, the McDonald's Defensive Play of the Game is brought to you by McDonald's. Get McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. Delivery prices may be higher than at restaurants, and booking fee applies. The Defensive Play of the Game.
There goes Middleton. Now Ingram comes to help. Drop to Maker, blocked by Ingram. Here's a pass to Ingram from Lonzo, and they tackle him into the open court. That was good team defense by the Lakers.
Yeah, Maker thought he had a dunk. Ingram came from the weak side to knock it out of his hand before he get above the rim.
Giannis, we haven't talked about him yet tonight, Brian. He played 40 minutes. He made 12 of his 19 shots. He made 9 of his 11 free throws. He had 15 rebounds, 33 points. I wish he were in a place that wasn't Milwaukee that got a little more attention. They don't show up in games. If the Lakers play him, you're going to see him, but they're not on TNT once a week like a lot of the Warriors are. But my goodness, that guy is just unbelievable.
And I heard John say at one point, so it was I think he had 25 at that point. It was it's a quiet 25.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy is absurd. He's so good, and he fills the stat sheet, and he does all these things, and you forget he's essentially playing point guard. They just, they brought in Eric Bledsoe, and they have Malcolm Brogdon, who was last year's Rookie of the Year, and Bledsoe's a very good player, and both of those guys are ostensibly point guards, but Giannis is their point guard, and he's doing this at essentially 7 feet tall, and can do the thing with where he takes like one dribble at half court and gets to the basket, and you're like, well, surely he must be traveling.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you hit the DVR, and you're like, oh, no, that was perfect. He actually had one more step. He left one in the basket.
He's incredible to watch. I mean, we saw the dunk over Lonzo tonight, and there are just 4 or 5 moments where you'll watch him and you go, okay, did I see that right? Did he really do what it just looked like he did? And there aren't a lot of guys in the NBA like that. In a league that's filled with freaky athletes, he even pops in that pool of athleticism.
I think that's a great way of putting it, because the stuff that these guys can do athletically is amazing.
Yeah.
And Giannis is probably the best. Is he the best pure athlete in the league? I mean,
maybe Russell Westbrook, but maybe not.
But Russ does things that we don't expect at a speed we don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
John Wall does things at a speed we don't expect. But he does it in a package that makes sense. Like, intellectually, Russell Westbrook is the size that he should be to do the stuff that he does.
Right.
LeBron is absurd in part because, when you're built like a tight end, you're not supposed to be able to do what LeBron does. Giannis, Durant, guys like, when you're KD, you shouldn't be able to handle the ball and shoot threes like that. Giannis, it's just a person that big is supposed to be lunky and lumbering.
Apparently not.
No.
98-90 is the final score. We're back with more on the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
So this house is in a great neighborhood and walking distance from one of the best schools.
And what are they asking?
The asking price is only 24 years of really, really hard work.
Wow, that sounds like a lot.
Well, the house across the road just sold for a few years more.
While other insurance companies just see a house, we see the home you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Tell you what, why don't we offer 23 years with the fast close? We're going to need to sleep on it.
Yeah. State Farm. Call an agent today.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. In college football, that's the Goodyear blend. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Football Sunday.
Touchdown. That's quite a throw and catch.
The Packers face the second of back-to-back division foes when they invade Soldier Field in Chicago. Football Sunday, tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio. Richard Sherman will miss the rest of the season after tearing his Achilles. Is Seattle still a playoff team? We'll ask Booger McFarland when he joins Mike and Mike Monday morning at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
The Right Time with Bomani Jones. What is the most shook you have ever been to face your parents after you messed up? Start the train in New York. Train things are called The Right Time.
I decided, because I already thought I was grown, I said, hey, let's take my dad's Corvette out. Let's take it around the block.
Oh, no.
So we took it around the block, and we set it up to get it perfectly lined straight back up. And we got to it, but I was trying to mess around with my friend. I revved up the engine. He jumps. I laugh. I'm too busy laughing at him. My hand goes in reverse. The car leaps back. I'm so scared. I don't know really what happens. My hand goes into drive, goes right through the garage, into the dining room, past the hood, just sticking out.
You ruined the car and the house?
It's the house.
Can't hear all 3 hours of The Right Time? Check them out anytime, on demand, on the ESPN app.
This is the Land Rover Postgame Show. Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Hi, this is Luke Walton on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
The Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Once again, here's Travis Rogers and Ryan Kamenetsky.
98-90 is final score. The Lakers lose in Milwaukee. They'll play the Phoenix Suns on Monday night. They'll wrap up their 4-game road trip before having a 4-game homestand. And nice to see them get a win again in Phoenix. They would be their second road win of the year, both of them in Phoenix, if they can get that done. Let's go back to Lonzo for a second, Brian. This season is about Brandon Ingram's development, about figuring out exactly which of these pieces that you want to keep moving forward, and obviously getting ready for the summer and pursuing the two big free agents that everybody talks about, LeBron and Paul George.
Yes.
The big piece of that is how Lonzo plays, and what does it look like to those other guys, and is it appealing and attractive for them? From, again, 13 games in, so it's hard to make any definitive decisions, but what do you think of, is his play the sort of thing the other guys are looking at and saying, I don't want to be a part of that?
I think you see the roots of it. I think you see what's coming there and why a guy like LeBron, who doesn't want to do what he's doing in Cleveland this year, which is basically, he's running the offense without a real point guard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like Derrick Rose is doing that. He's hurt anyway. And
no.
He does not. He is.
Derrick Rose?
You wouldn't have seen
really?
that coming. LeBron doesn't want the kind of offensive load that he's carrying just in terms of ball handling. He's happy to give that up. And you can come here, and not only is Lonzo a guy who can do that, and I'm not saying he's ready to win a title, whatever, but mentally he's the kind of guy who can take some of that burden and doesn't want 18, 20, 25 shots a game. Kyrie can distribute like that sometimes, but he also wants the 25 shots.
Yeah.
Lonzo, fine, I'm taking 11, 10, great. I can still get, I have the freedom to take shots and make shots and get some points or whatever, but I don't need to. And I think that's very appealing for LeBron to have somebody who can be a legitimate star in the league, but not that kind of star.
Yeah, it's interesting because I agree with that. But what's I think going to be particularly interesting to me is how long does LeBron want to wait to? Because it feels like LeBron's been in the league forever, but he's getting near the time where things are going to have to start happening. There's not a lot of time to let things develop and to let it bake, so to speak. So the LA thing to me with him coming here, I think it has to be really close for him to come and decide to do it, because the idea of saying, okay, he's going to be good in 2021 doesn't do LeBron any good.
Right. I think it depends on what does he want for the last 4 years of his career, 3-4 years. Does he want to be able to win a title every year?
Right.
If that's the case,
that's got to be what it is. If you're just
you would think. That's certainly what, if nothing else, the picture they're going to want to try to project. If it's to go somewhere and just enjoy basketball and be competitive and whatever, because you can make a solid argument there isn't a team on the planet he can find that's going to be better than Golden State in the next couple seasons.
That's an interesting way too, because no matter where he goes, look, you have to make the finals to win a championship. You're probably not even getting to the finals if he comes west.
And that's the thing. Does he care about that? It's like, if I'm going to lose, it doesn't matter to me if I lose in the semis or whatever. It's either all or nothing. It's hard to make an argument right now that even if you bring Paul George and you add Paul George to Ingram and LeBron and Ball, and that's
Kuzma.
your core. And Kuzma.
Yeah.
Larry Nance and whoever they fill around. And that will attract other good players, that combo. Is that better than Golden State?
No.
Probably not.
No, I don't know.
It's a very good team, and I think we would all like watching that team.
Sure.
It'll create an enormous amount of buzz, but is it better than Golden State?
Let me ask you this, and I'm not being hyperbolic when I say this. I wonder if you could create an Eastern Conference All-Star team that would be better than the Warriors. I mean, they would certainly, it would be fun to watch.
The answer is probably yes.
The Warriors have an All-Star team.
Yes, the answer is probably yes. But
Probably,
because it's LeBron, it's Giannis,
John Wall,
Kyrie, point guard, maybe Kyrie. There's, you got some dudes. You throw an Otto Porter type guy who can fill in some cracks, and DeMar DeRozan's probably you can fill it up with talent. But it's not just the talent in Golden State that makes them so difficult to play. It's the way all this works together, and it's the fact that they have certain guys who are unicorns in their respective, Durant is a type of unicorn. Draymond Green particularly, because he can guard centers and play like a point guard and do all these things at 6'7", 6'8", and step outside, and gives them so much flexibility and step. You can't replicate what they do. So it's 4 all-NBA caliber players, plus this great organization, plus the infrastructure, plus all this other stuff. It's hard to come up with something better.
It really
is.
And
they're all young.
That's the scariest part.
LeBron's going to be 34 next year. I'd still take him.
Oh, for sure.
He's LeBron. But tonight he played 42 minutes tonight
I was
for
just
them to beat the Mavericks.
They had to work their tails off to beat what is arguably the worst team in the NBA.
Correct.
And he had to play 42 minutes to do it. And there's no way that is how he's going to go out. That he's going to go out just having to carry this massive workload.
I think what it is, and even when IT comes back, Isaiah Thomas comes back, that will help this team. It'll matter a lot. But the infrastructure isn't there in Cleveland for them to improve on really what they have. They can't make it any better than this. So you can go somewhere else and try it, or you can just be like, look, I can't do it there. Where else would be fun to play for 3 years?
Yeah.
LA could be fun. I don't know.
Hope so. The Drive of the Game is brought to you by LA Car Guy. Check out monthly specials and browse the inventory of all 11 LA Car Guy dealerships on one website, lacarguy.com. The Drive of the Game from Lonzo Ball.
Randall across half court. Randall giving to Lonzo. Lonzo flying down the middle, got to the rim, lay it up and in. Lakers lead by 2, 38-36. 10-2 run for the Lakers. Three-pointer by Tony Snell, no good. Rebound Randall, gets it to Lonzo. Can pick up his 10th assist here. Throws it to Kuzma. Kuzma, 2 dribbles. Now he whips it to Lonzo, opposite side. Lonzo's three-pointer. Good again. Lonzo is on tonight. Timeout, Milwaukee. Lakers have their biggest lead. 5 points. Los Angeles 41, Milwaukee 36.
Final score 98-90. The Bucks beat the Lakers. We're back with more on the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
And now, a page from the diary of Flo.
Dear Diary, I got the brush off again. I don't get it. Is there something wrong with the way I wave? Elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist. Why won't that little basset hound acknowledge me? I'm friendly. I give everyone peace of mind when I protect their homes through Progressive. He should be jumping for joy when I walk by.
Save an average of 17% on car insurance when you bundle home and auto through Progressive.
Maybe it's me. No, it's him.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Monday on Mike and Mike, after another poor night shooting, Lakers rookie Lonzo Ball said it's in his head and he knows he can shoot. Is there anything wrong with the mechanics of his shot, or is it simply in his head? We'll ask Magic Johnson. And the Seahawks lost Richard Sherman for the year after he tore his Achilles. What impact will that have? We'll ask Booger McFarland. Plus reaction from Miami Notre Dame. It's Mike and Mike, starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
This is Tammy, previously on the Fall Time Bomb Show.
The mayor from West Alabama. Is this actually a real mayor in West Alabama?
Yes, it is.
Yes, go right ahead, Mayor.
I've been in politics 26 years.
And you're an actual mayor?
I'm an actual mayor.
And the mayor of what city again?
A little small town in West Alabama, about 70 miles south of Tuscaloosa. And I've been in politics 26 years.
26 years.
I met a lot of squirrels and a few porcupines.
I bet you have.
And Jim takes the cake. He can't imagine him calling you a moron.
Because I don't think he's a constituent.
Yeah, now wait a minute. This must be the mayor. Is this the mayor?
Jim, talk to the mayor.
Is this the mayor, Paul?
Jim, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm too smart to talk to you.
No,
you have a good evening.
The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
It's the Land Rover Postgame Show. Highlights from tonight's Lakers game. And your reaction on the Lakers line.
Hey, it's Lonzo Ball on ESPN, LA 710.
Come along for the ride. It's Lakers basketball.
The Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Once again, here's Travis Rogers and Brian Kamenetsky.
Lakers lose 98-90 to the Milwaukee Bucks. They are 5-8 on the season, and the Lakers secret word promotion is back. We're giving away a Laker flyaway to see the Lakers and the Warriors in the Bay Area on December 22nd. Here's how you can win. You need to know the secret word, and tonight's secret word is chick. Listen Monday morning for Keyshawn's Cue to Call during the 7 o'clock hour. If you are the 7th caller with the correct secret word, chick, you win the Lakers flyaway with airfare, hotel, and tickets to the game. Laker head coach Luke Walton speaking to the media after the game.
Hey, Luke, you can look at the turnovers and missed free throws. Does that make it tough to win a game no matter what else you do?
Yes, it makes it very tough. One of the things we talked about as one of those characteristics we want to have is that we value the ball and we don't turn it over very often especially on the road. And unfortunately, this road trip has not been good for that. That makes it really hard to win when you turn it over that much, and then obviously you throw the free throws on top. It's we still have your chances, but it makes you got to play a pretty perfect game besides that.
So Lonzo has the triple-double plus some steals and blocks. So what did you make of his game?
It was really good tonight. It was good. I think obviously it helps when he gets some of those shots to go in. But I thought he did a great job of just playing at a pace and creating for others and constantly kind of being the aggressor on the offensive end, keeping a defense that's a very aggressive defense on their heels. It was a great road overall game for him.
He had 10 assists at halftime, and a lot of the assists were for layups. And Stu Lance is always talking about the difference between assists like that and assists to an outside jumper or something. Did Milwaukee have to change how they played him at all to open those lanes when he was hitting the shots, or was it a bit of both?
No, with the Milwaukee, like I said, they're an aggressive defensive team, so they like to blitz a lot of those high picks. And Lonzo's got great court vision, so he was reading it a couple times. They went under, and he made some threes when they did that. So, it seemed like they just stuck to their hard show or blitz package. And Zoe made good reads. We didn't do a good job as a group, though, of attacking the rest of that defense. Once we got out of the two-person trap, we just let them recover fully and square up again too many times instead of taking advantage of a 4-on-3 from the weak side.
Antetokounmpo has kind of done what he did tonight every game, but how did you feel like you did against him?
I thought we had moments where we were really good, individually and as a team. We had other moments that every time we were lazy, our shell wasn't tight, we tried to gamble for a steal, he turned and dunked the ball. It's about continuing to build the discipline to just do, we don't need fancy, we don't need risky passes, we don't need going for steals. Just be solid on what we do. And it's about being disciplined enough to do that, for longer periods of the game.
Luke, there's been such intense scrutiny on Lonzo and kind of some breathless worry with some of his early season performance. Do you think he needed a game like this or to achieve that triple-double to maybe relieve some of that pressure?
I think I have no idea about the pressure part of it for him. I don't think need is the right word. I think obviously it's nice for him. It's good for young players to experience that and feel that. He played like that against Phoenix too. So it'll definitely, in my opinion, keep the media off his back for a while on it. I don't know how much he really cares about that. He knows that we have all the confidence in the world in him, and I'm pretty sure he's got all the same confidence in himself. So he's going to be fine, whether he had a great game tonight or a poor game tonight. But obviously, we prefer a great out of those two options.
How did he react to what he accomplished tonight?
Zoe, you know the answer to that. He didn't. Zoe, what's great about him, he doesn't care. I haven't asked him, but I guarantee when you guys ask him, it's about the loss. It's not about his stats. And that's the type of person he is. That's the type of teammate he is. That's the type of player he is. Where the success of the team means much more to him than his individual stats.
This is a 12-year-old record, I believe, and it's probably going to stand for a while. You think this will be something that years down the road he'll think is cool that he has that?
I would think it was cool. Whether he thinks it's cool, Zoe's a tough one to figure out, so you're gonna have to ask him. But I would think it's a pretty cool record to have.
Not that you don't have anything else to think about during the game, but were you stat watching at all? Like, did you know he was 1 rebound away?
No, I knew at halftime that he had already had the points and the assists. He was just a couple of rebounds, so I assumed at some point in the game he was going to get it because he's such a good rebounder from that point guard position. But I had no idea when it came.
Luka, pretty heavy minutes for Kuzma was around 41, Lonzo around 38. You don't have Nance. Are other guys not giving you what you need?
Yeah, I felt like, tonight with the length that team has, Kuzma has great length. Lonzo has great length. B.I. has great length. Not having Larry hurt, obviously. We got behind. Normally when we're behind, that Julius lineup at the 5 and switching everything has been the best for us so far this season. We left Brook out a little longer. But, yeah, we're always going to look for lineups that are playing, that are playing hard and playing the right way. Because to me, that's more important than winning right now, is if you're playing hard and you're playing the right way. And I thought Vander did a good job. There was one play he could have been a little more aggressive, but that's understandable for someone that doesn't play a lot. But he was out there competing and making the right plays and making the simple passes. So he got some time tonight. But yeah, we're looking for kind of that type of chemistry out there.
That's Luke Walton speaking to the media, courtesy of Spectrum Sportsnet. And going back to what he said about Lonzo, that Lonzo's comments would be about the team losing. And I believe that, and I believe that Lonzo believes that. But I'm telling you, when he's going to sleep tonight or wherever it is, when he has a moment to reflect, that's going to be finally, right? That's going to be one that he's going to remember.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, Lonzo can be as unflappable as a rookie can be about the stuff happening externally, about internal stuff with his game or whatever. He can be as unflappable as he can be. That doesn't mean that he doesn't care at all about his own performance or have doubts or want more comfort by shooting the ball well sometimes.
Yeah, watching it go in the basket probably does feel better than watching it cave in the rim. The block of the game is brought to you by Ritz Plumbing. The next time your pipes are all blocked and backed up, the only place to use is family-owned Ritz Plumbing, in business for over 85 years. RitzPlumbing.com. Why not? The block of the game, Lonzo Ball.
Brogdon now dribbles into the front court, and they're bird dogging him. He finally gets the ball to DeAndre Liggins, and they give it to Giannis. Because the Lakers won't back off, Jason Kidd's leaving Giannis in the game. He's got 33 and 15. Give it to Liggins. Liggins down the middle. Liggins over Lonzo, blocked by Lonzo. And there's a shot clock violation. I think Lonzo has 4 blocks in this game.
I'm sure LeVar's slipping and watching the game over there in China, staying up late. What's the time in China right now? They're 13 hours ahead in Shanghai, I believe, 13 or 14.
3 blocks for Lonzo, by the way.
Lonzo did finish the game with 4 blocks. He got one more after that. 98-90 is the final score. We're back with more on the Land Rover postgame show on ESPN LA.
Football Sunday.
Touchdown. That's quite a throw and catch.
The Packers face the second of back-to-back division foes when they invade Soldier Field in Chicago. Football Sunday, tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Computer, execute 12.4p operation.
Optimizing algorithm. Running encryption packet alpha 990. I don't feel so good.
What is it, computer?
Is it hot in here? It feels hot in here. I feel a little clammy. I should lie down or something.
A computer with a virus? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Those oysters Rockefeller were a mistake.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. In college football, that's the Goodyear blend. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Monday on Mike and Mike. Washington's incredible win against the Seahawks. Dallas defends Jerry's World, and both the Rams and Eagles score 51. Ryan Clark and Jeff Saturday are in studio to recap NFL Week 9. Plus, did this weekend in college football solidify the Big Ten will be left out of the playoff? Booger McFarland answers when he joins. Plus, NBC's Al Michaels joins on Mike and Mike Monday, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. This is the Land Rover Postgame Show. Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Hi, this is Luke Walton on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
The Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Once again, here's Travis Rogers and Ryan Kamenetz. Got the juice.
Great night for Lonzo Ball. Not a great night for the Lakers. The Lakers lose 98-90 to the Bucks. They are 5-8 on the season. However, Lonzo Ball became the youngest player in the history of the NBA to put up a triple-double. He had a night that included 19 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists. There's your triple-double numbers. He also had 3 steals and 4 blocks along the way as well. And Lonzo spoke with the media after the game.
All right, Lonzo, Luke said that he knows you already and that you wouldn't care much about the triple-double and all that, and then just kind of frustrated about the loss. So what did you think happened in the game? How did Milwaukee end up taking it?
Second half, they just came out more physical than us, to be honest. Giannis and the big guys over there got a lot of second-chance points and a lot of inside, paint touches, and that really hurt us.
Yeah, you got into a rhythm early in that first quarter with your shot, and then the passes started coming, getting guys for layups. So what were you noticing with the defense, and how was that working?
Just came out aggressive. They were blitzing a lot, so that makes the road pretty much open, if you pass it quick enough, and then when they went under, I just shot it.
Would you think those are basically the same shots that you've been having that just happened to go in tonight, or was there any kind of adjustment?
I told you, I'm going to keep shooting, so they failed tonight.
And then with the way that the passes were oftentimes leading to layups, that was just Milwaukee plays kind of an aggressive style, so did you have to keep it an extra?
We play aggressive, on defense, but my guys are rolling hard tonight, and I'm credit to them, for catching and putting it in.
And when they're blitzing like that, does that create more angles for you?
Yeah, you just have to work on, the help side, because the help side is either going to come quick or stay. So it's up to the big man to make that decision, but, if they keep rolling hard like that, it's going to be good offense for us.
What's your reaction to getting your first triple-double?
I really don't care. We took a loss, so it don't really mean nothing.
Does it feel significant to you in any way to be the youngest guy to get there, to be younger than LeBron by 5 days when he did it?
No, it don't matter to me, to be honest. I just wanted to win tonight. I thought we put ourselves in a good position to get it, but didn't happen.
Of course, it's not a bad thing to get triple-double just since it was a loss.
I really had to win.
Yeah.
One of their players' first home game for Eric Bledsoe here in Milwaukee. Malcolm Brogdon trying to show he shouldn't be on the bench. Are you dealing with a lot of emotional opponents when you're out there in the point guard matchups?
Both of them are very good players. They help their team win. And they give, Milwaukee a different look. Each guy brings their own thing to the table. And I like their combo for them.
As you go through this early season, anything in particular you're doing in between games to try to learn from one, build on the next?
Watch tape, stay in the gym.
Did it help your confidence to get those first 2 threes in?
My confidence is going to stay the same all year. I've been shooting my whole life, so I'm not going to stop now.
Lonzo, what do you think is the key after these 3 tough games, 3 pretty good Eastern teams, as you go to Phoenix to try to get one at the end of this road trip?
We own 3. Not much you can keep watching. You just have to go out there and get it done.
Lonzo, what was your game? What did you do today? What was your game day routine after the shoot around?
Shoot around, sleep to the bus. Got on the bus, came here, got my workout in, and had my watermelon. That's it.
What else did you eat today? What was lunch?
I had lunch. We just had breakfast and then went to sleep. Like I said, came in.
What's your ideal nap time on a game day? Do you have
about 4 hours, 3 hours. Whatever the bus is, that's when I wake up.
So just from shoot around until...
Shoot around, shower, eat, sleep to the bus.
That's a long nap now. What's your ideal nighttime hours of sleep then?
You just go to bed at 1. So whatever time shoot around is.
Lonzo, Jason Kidd said that after watching triple-double tonight, he thinks triple-doubles will be the norm for you. Tonight happened to do that in front of Jason Kidd, somebody that people have compared you a lot to. What was that like for you? Was there any part of you playing in front of him that kind of, maybe wanted to show?
I was just trying to help my team win. I know he was 0-2. I didn't want to go 0-3, so try to do as much as I can out there, but we didn't get it done.
Did Jason say anything to you during the game or after?
No.
No interaction?
No.
That was Lonzo Ball speaking after the game, courtesy of Spectrum Sportsnet. And the Jason Kidd thing is interesting because Kidd was asked a couple of days ago about the comparisons to Lonzo and himself, and usually guys will deflect that question. He didn't. He said it's a stretch and that he has a long way to go. Like he approached it with no ambiguity at all. And I like it because clearly he believes it and he didn't deflect it, but it was kind of unusual to see somebody be that honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're not going to get a long answer from Lonzo, but I think you're going to get generally honest answers. I mean.
No, I'm talking about Jason Kidd.
Oh, Jason Kidd. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, about that. I mean, he's right. He's right. It's not even close. And if you ask Lonzo, I think he would say, I'm not Jason Kidd. I'd like to be me. But, the Lonzo comparisons come from certain aspects of the game where, they didn't shoot well as young players, where, they both are pass-first players who have a certain flair, a certain style for how they did what they did. But there are a lot of places where they're not similar. Jason Kidd was able to get at the rim at will from the moment he started in the league. He was also, I think, 2.5 years older than Lonzo when he arrived.
That's a big deal, by the way.
It's a huge deal. And he was built. I mean, Jason Kidd came into the league not quite as, the dude, the really stocky, stout dude who left it, but he was more solid and heavier than Lonzo was. These older guys, they don't know what to do. You talk about reasons why Lonzo, some of the backlash against Lonzo. Hey, he's Jay Kidd.
Yeah.
Jay Kidd's going to hold up. It's like, okay,
not yet.
Hall of Famer over here. I'm going to go ahead and point out, no, not yet.
Is Jason Kidd a good coach?
Yeah,
it's hard to tell, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah. He was in Brooklyn for half a second, and then he bounced to go to Milwaukee. And it feels, he's got a great player.
The only power play in the history of sports designed to take you to Milwaukee.
Right. It was a weird deal.
Yes. Look, this team is underperforming a little bit right now. This Bucks team at 5-6. They're supposed to be one of the best teams in the East. It's 11 games in. I think they'll get there. It is so difficult when you're not there to evaluate how good a coach is, because it's incredibly difficult if you are there.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time at the Lakers facility. I've been around the Lakers for a long time now, whatever. I don't know if Luke Walton is a great coach, a good coach. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
you need a long track record before you can start to evaluate things like that.
And you need to be privy to information that can be very difficult to get.
The Universal Studios Hollywood Star of the Game is presented by Universal Studios Hollywood. Spend Christmas at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, November 24th through January 7th, only at Universal Studios Hollywood. Tonight's Star of the Game, of course, easy one, Lonzo Ball.
Now here's Maker for three. No. Caught by Lonzo. I'm not sure they'll give him a rebound for that.
Oh, yeah,
it was an air ball.
That's a rebound.
All right, we'll find out. If it is, Lonzo just became the youngest player in NBA history, and now he drives into the lane and scores. Tom, did they give him the rebound?
Yes.
All right, there it is. Lonzo Ball just became the youngest player in NBA history to pull off a triple-double. 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. 20 years, 15 days old. LeBron had the record, 20 years, 20 days old. So now Lonzo is in the NBA record books, but the Lakers still trail by 8 in this game.
I always like it when the record that you break is a guy that was a real guy. It's not some guy that was in the league for 2 seasons that just had a really weird night one night. When you break a record that was held by LeBron James, that's a good night.
It's good company.
Yes.
You want to be on lists like that. You never know what's going to happen in this league.
No, you don't. The Lakers lose again. They have lost all 3 of their games on this road trip. They get their last crack at a win during this 4-game trip that's coming up on Monday against the Suns. For Brian Kamenetsky, I'm Travis Rogers, and this has been the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
You've been listening to tonight's Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Lakers basketball, presented by
Pizza Hut. Get a large 2-topping pizza with pizza delivered for just $7.99 when you order online. Only at Pizza Hut. Gardens Casino, featuring 220 flat-screen TVs, 24 California craft beers on tap, and an upscale bar and lounge with handcrafted cocktails. Located off the 605 and Carson Street. Please play responsibly. The Gardens Casino, best play in L.A.
In-N-Out Burger. That's what a hamburger's all about.
Universal Studios Hollywood. Spend Christmas at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, November 24th through January 7th. Only at Universal Studios Hollywood. LA Car Guide. LA Car Guide. Check out monthly specials and browse the inventory of all 11 LA Car Guide dealerships in one website. LACarGuide.com.
Get closer to Lakers basketball right here. The Lakers play here. ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.